Hi, everybody. Um, so I'm doing a little bit of a different video today, and I'm doing it based sort of around Christmas and gifts. And I wanted to do one like this because I had recently uh, sort of vented on Facebook about how stressful this holiday season is for me this year because I know that there are a lot of programs out there like Adopt a Family or churches or like even food banks will do things where you can sign up and get gifts for your kids. But um, I live in a different area than I used to. I used to live in the Shelburne and Greenfield area, so I knew where everything was. I knew where to go for all of that stuff. Um, I knew all the food banks around there because I had to go to those so many times before. But out here, there's a plethora of them around here, but I don't know where any of them are. And we don't really struggle with food. It's more with just money, with like rent and bills and stuff like that. So um, I vented on Facebook about not having a lot of money. And the main reason was being that my rent was so expensive, which my rent is actually pretty average considering like two-bedroom apartments. It's really not that bad. But if you saw the condition of the apartment that I live in, which you can get a little bit of an idea of what the condition is like by watching one of my other videos where I kind of bring you around and show you like all the cracks and the just overall condition of like a little bit better than vague idea, but it is a little bit vague. Living here is different, and it's really more of a one bedroom. But the living room has a closet in it, so they could consider it a two bedroom, and then being charged $900 a month for this place. And on top of that, uh, the boyfriend of my landlord tried saying that I was part of what I was paying for was location, and I was like, seriously, we're like a stone throws away from like the biggest like area for drugs around here. I mean, we literally have drug dealers walking down the street looking for people to sell to. Uh, I don't think that I'm paying for a location. I can tell you that. We can't even park our car in the driveway. The driveway is for them. We have to park our car in this like muddy little like side area outside where our car gets stuck all the time if it rains too much or there's been a lot of snow or like whatever. So I was just venting about how I have to pay so much in rent and um, being a little bit behind in bills because I have Spectrum Internet, which is or Spectrum TV and Internet, and they are quite possibly the worst with customer service I have ever like. I thought Comcast was bad or Xfinity, whatever they're called now. Whoo, Spectrum is way worse. Like they I pay my bill and then I get a bill for a shut off bill like literally like 2 weeks later. And it's like, we're going to shut you off. I'm 1 month behind, and I've been 1 month behind for a while because I fell behind at one point during the summer, and I haven't been able to catch up since then. But I do pay every month. And I can't even call them and ask them to keep me on for just a couple days until I get um, money situated to be able to pay the bill. Because what they do is they say, oh, yeah, sure, we'll keep you on till then. And then they shut me off like 2 days before that. And then when I call and tell them, like, hey, you guys told me you're going to keep me on, they're like, oh, well, because you're already shut off, we can't turn you back on. I was like, but it's your guys' fault. You told me you were going to keep me on and give me time to pay the bill. And then you shut me off anyway because someone wasn't paying attention to that. So, yeah, they're like the worst with customer service. I've literally had arguments with them on the phone before over like ridiculous stuff that just, I don't understand. Customer service is not customer service anymore. Anyways, I vented on Facebook about Christmas, and nowhere in that post did I ask for anything or did I ask for any kind of help or anything like that. I was just venting about how I was going to make this happen. And out of the blue, somebody that I have not talked to since high school, I believe, I don't think I've seen him since I was like maybe like 17, 18 years old. messaged me and asked me to get my kids a couple of things off of Walmart or Amazon up to $100, and he would have them shipped to me. And I was just like blown away. Like, it is very, very hard to come by people like this, especially with me. Like, I mean, the people that I'm like mostly surrounded with, they're not like that. And I was like, I have one person in my family that is like seriously like that generous. Uh, and sometimes he can't always do that because he himself is struggling financially. But this friend, and I had to look him up on Facebook because I saw his name and I was like, it can't be the same one. Like, I haven't talked to him in so long. Like, why would he like message me about that? And so I did. I went on Amazon. Normally I would be like, no, it's okay. But I seriously am having a like financial situation where I really am like asking myself, how the fuck am I gonna get anything for my kids? So I accepted it. However, I didn't go to the full 100. I only went up to like, I think it was between 40 and 50. I don't think it was more than 50. And just, you know, a couple things. I got like two things for each of my kids just so that there'd be something for them. And I got the packages today. And I had mentioned to him that they really like Pokemon. And so I don't know why that's taken out, but I got the box today, and I already said I got 4 things total, 2 things for each of them. So this was one of them. I got this for my oldest son, that my younger son will also be able to use, and it's that super deluxe thing. You know, it's got every single one in there, and you can read all about them and, you know, find their strengths and weaknesses and their evolution status and all of that. And I know he's really going to like this. And then the other thing was this for my younger son, because he loves to do like funny little, like crafty little things like that. He loves drawing and painting, definitely anything that makes a mess, but he also likes rocks. So I thought this is really cool. Like, you put the two together and he's got rocks and then he's got paint and then he can do that. One of them is out there, so I'm trying to be quiet when I get to that point, but I really think that he's going to like this. And then, where did this go? I don't know where this went. There's a whole nother one that disappeared. I don't know where the hell it went. I put it back in there and closed it up, and oh, it fell out. I'm sorry. All right, hold on one second. It fell out. I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna tilt that up a little bit because my bed's always a mess. Okay. So the other one that I got was this for my oldest son, because he likes to draw too, and he's really good at it. So I'm kind of trying. I'm kind of trying to encourage that because he's really really good at art, and I got him this, and I think he would really really like this. I mean, you've got this right here that shows you like the finished product, but it's so big. I mean, he could color that, and he can learn how to draw it on this side, and I think he's really gonna love it. It's got this thing on the back. So those two are for my oldest, and then there's another package coming tomorrow, and that one's gonna have like this really cool contraption thing where you put a piece of paper in it and it hooks in somehow and it spins, and then you have these bottles of paint and you pour it in there and it's spinning the whole time, so you can pour it in, like kind of squiggle it around, and it makes all these really cool designs. And that's also for my younger son. But we are not done. This was a complete and total surprise. Not only did he get me that stuff for my kids, I told him that they like Pokemon. I opened this up. I found this in there. Like, I don't buy these because I can't afford them. I've always wanted to get these, but they're so expensive and I just can't do it. And I mean, we have this Pokemon in our Pokemon Go things. Like, we all have this Pokemon. I even have the little pre-evolved one. And this, I mean, I've got this one too. Unbelievable. And then there was this weird little one of these packages in here. It has 144 Pokemon action figures. These little tiny things that are just, I mean, right there, there's a, I think that's a Chansey. That looks like a Mr. Mime, but it's purple. There's a Pikachu. That looks like a Cyndaquil a little bit. An Abra, Magnemite, a Vaporeon. I mean, these are so cool. There's 144 of these things in here. And the best thing about this is I can take, like a chunk of them and put it in like a box and wrap it or something. Or you like use it as a stocking stuffer. But I'm actually going to take some of the other ones and I'm going to hide them in the tree. So on Christmas morning, there's going to be a bunch of like these little tiny Pokemon all around the tree for them. And I think that would be really, really fun. And it's just so cool. There's Grimer. I don't know what that is, but I want one. Coughing. There's Mr. Mime. There's Vulpix. I mean, there's so many. Sandshrew. So, I mean, there's, it's made up of like 5 or 6 little bags inside this big one. And they're just so cool. Some of them do look like they've been handled by someone else before, like they might be like pre-used, but I really don't give a fuck. This is like amazingly awesome. And I can't believe like he did this for me. And I mean, just getting them the stuff that I asked for initially was just amazing, and I'm like unbelievably grateful for it. And then to do these few little extra things is just above and beyond. And that doesn't happen to me very often, where people just offer to help me out. And I don't really ask for things. I'm not big on asking for things. If it's like something like adopt a family, I'll go and I'll sign up for it or something like that. But I wouldn't go out and ask somebody personally. Like I won't set up like a GoFundMe page or anything like that because I don't like to do that. I've struggled most of my life, so when I struggle, it kind of feels normal to me. It's just I am now a single mother, and I'm the one that takes care of my kids by myself. I'm not with their father anymore, thank God. And it is a little bit different doing it on your own when, it's just different. They're relying on only me to make Christmas happen. And last year was fine. My rent had been subsidized for a short period of time, based on being in the shelter and then moving out. They'll help you out for, the first couple months. But the subsidy is over. It's been over for the last like over a year. And so last Christmas was a little bit easier, but I can't believe that he did this. And what is that little dude in there? I don't think Wobbuffet has a tail. Does he? Oh, maybe he does. It's just so cool. I mean, like, so freaking cool. And there's one for each of them. And I can't believe that he did that. And I feel bad because I want to tell my kids all about it, but they both still believe in Santa Claus. And so right now, I'm just going to make it from Santa Claus. And then when they get older, I am going to tell them about the very, very old friend that mommy had that made Christmas happen one year. So I can't thank him enough. And it does feel a little bit awkward because I haven't seen him since high school. It really has been a very, very long time since I've seen him or even talked to him. But I am just really beyond grateful that he did this and then threw in those extra little things. I mean, I try to keep it lower than the $100 because it was just nice to even be able to get one thing for each of my kids. Um, and I was able to get two and keep it under 50. And he just goes and he just uses the rest of the money anyway. And I'm just, there are so good people out there. I mean, there are. And this is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be able to do adopt a family, but me be the one that is buying the presents for a family. And I really, really hope that someday I am in a situation where I am able to do that. I'm sure when my kids get older, I'll be able to because as kids get older, it's not as stressful. But I don't know. It might get more stressful. Who knows? I know that as they're getting older, their stuff is getting more expensive. I can't get away with just buying a bunch of toys for them. But um, they're still at that age where I can get away with getting some toys for my oldest. My youngest still likes toys, but my oldest is, video games, phones, tablets, and it's like I can't afford any of that. So I did get him a couple of video games on Black Friday because it was Black Friday, and I get them board games because they're really affordable, and they love having family game night. So that's always a good idea. But I feel like last year I kind of went overboard on the board games. So I don't want to get too many this year, but I did get them one that I know that they really like, and they used to have it, but when they were with their father, uh, and he moved out of the apartment that they were in, he left like 80% of their stuff, not his, their stuff. Um, which he did the same thing when he was staying in a shelter with them. Um, he we had gotten them a bunch of clothes for school. We had gotten them these really really nice. There's a pair of Puma cleats and then a pair of I think Nike cleats that they each had, and they were going to play soccer. So um, we got those for them, and he left them there, and they were like really expensive shoes, and he just that's how their father is. He just doesn't care about anybody else. It's just himself. Um, and he's the main reason I'm behind because he's very, very inconsistent with helping out. So, um, yeah, but I am so beyond grateful that he did that for me. This old friend of mine, and I really, really hope that I can inspire some other people that maybe and what he told me is that he's got a lot of hours at work recently. He's been able to put in a lot of overtime, so he's been lucky to be able to work, and that he had a little bit of extra money. So I mean, so I hope I can inspire other people. Maybe if you guys anybody has a little bit of extra money that could help someone else's Christmas out to be a little bit better, That'd be awesome because I can tell you there are a lot of families out there that would really, really, really appreciate just a gift for their kids. I can tell you right now, I don't give a flying fuck about me. I really don't. I don't need anything. Um, Jeff just asked me what I want from his mother for Christmas. And I said, honestly, what I want is I just want to be able to give my kids a good Christmas. I want my kids to have stuff to open on Christmas. That's what I want. And um, a lot of parents out there have a hard time getting gifts for their kids. I mean, things are just so expensive and they never get any cheaper. And then when they have all these like rollback prices and sales, and I mean, you look at it and it's like the sale price of this is more expensive than what it cost like 10 years ago or like even 2 years ago. And it's hard for a lot of, at least for me, it's hard for me to go. I go to the store all the time to go grocery shopping and stuff like that. And it's so hard for me to go to buy something that I have bought dozens and dozens of times and to see that it's gone up like by like $4 or something. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why did it go up by so much? I don't understand. Like, I mean, I know that the cost of living goes up and all, everything goes up, but I just, I don't understand why everything has to go up like on a weekly basis. I mean, I've had food stamps, and food stamps never goes up. They never give you more at the end of the year. It like doesn't be like, okay, the cost of food has gone up by this percentage, so we're going to give all the families that get food stamps this percentage more to be able to keep up with that. They don't do that. They keep you at the same rate that you were getting like 10 years ago, but that's 10 years worth of food that has gone up in price over that amount of time, but you're still getting that same amount that you were getting 10 years ago. And I mean, I think it's gone up a little bit. I think, but not much. It's not enough to keep up with the cost of food. And yeah, I just, the fact that my kids are even going to have anything to open is awesome. And I know I'll be able to get them some stuff. I know I will be able to, but it's not going to be much. And that stuff, I I can't even like daydream about getting them like like the Pokemon plush things because they're so expensive and I know that they will love getting those. And I just feel like those are going to be the special ones that they open, that they're going to see them and they're going to go crazy over those. And I'm just glad that I'm going to get to see that face on Christmas morning at all, because I was worried that that was really what I was worried about not getting, was that, you know, they open the present and they see it and they're just so ecstatically happy because they got that. And just knowing that I'll at least get that on Christmas morning, that will be great. So I just thank you to my friend. I don't want to mention who it is because I don't know if he wants to be like put out there like that. I know some people are very private. And he did do this in a very like non-showy way, so I don't want to like shout out who it was, but I just thank you, and I've said thank you to him so many times already. Um, but I'm so this just doesn't happen to me ever, and well, it happened to me one other time actually. My family member that I talked about, the only family member that I have that really like is like ridiculously generous. Like he has the biggest heart I have ever known, but his mouth is like you would think he's a huge asshole, but he's just a wicked smartass, and he's just like such a big heart though, like huge heart. And he did help me out one year actually for Christmas, so that did happen. But that was one time that I asked, so this time I didn't ask, and I'm rambling, but I can't believe, I just can't believe that somebody did this for me. It's like, it's so great. But uh, if there's anybody out there that, you know, especially people that don't have kids, um, or even people that do have kids, and you are somebody that you don't really worry about Christmas, you know your kids are going to get what they want, and it's not going to like break you or anything like that. It's nice to, I mean, give a family a need, you know, even a gift card to Walmart so that they can go and do it themselves or something. Um, it can really make somebody's Christmas just that much better to know that they can get some stuff for their kids. So uh, that was my video. That's, I mean, I wanted to make it a short one, but I ended up doing another over 25 minutes of one. But I just wanted to share that with people, especially around the holidays, because this is really what the holidays are about, especially for non-religious people, is, you know, giving and being appreciated and um, helping other people out and just happiness, being grateful, being thankful, um, blessings. It's really not about presents, I know that, but it's so hard to explain to kids when parents don't have money, like, we can't afford it. And especially when you say that you try to warn them you're not going to have a huge Christmas, and then their comment is, that's okay, there's still Santa. Um, it's kind of like, oh shit, what do I do? But Santa came through this year, thanks to my very, very old friend. So, yeah. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to anybody else that doesn't say Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And I hope every single one of you out there has a very, very wonderful Christmas. I hope that you are going to get everything that you could possibly want, mostly within yourself and within the people that you love. But I really, really wish everybody a very, very, very happy holiday. And thank you to anybody that watches my videos. Um, if you want to, like or subscribe. And if you don't want to, you don't have to, but it'd be cool if you did. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.